Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adil Al-Awadi. I'm the co-founder and the executive chairman of the corporate group. We're delighted to have our webinar for the month of June together with our guest speaker today, Vitek Ladislav, where we're going to talk about how to leverage LinkedIn for your business. So I guess everybody, or almost everyone today, they have a LinkedIn account in a business, whether you're using it very much often or how, to what extent. It's something that we would like to highlight today and the importance of this in your business. Welcome to Network to Connect. It's a series of networking events by the corporate group. They aims to provide a free networking platform to learn, network, connect, and collaborate for business growth. Some general points for the attendees: please do check that your microphone is on mute to allow everyone to clear and hear the speaker. Please post any questions that you have in the chat window, and during the question and answers we will handle those questions, whether it's a question or a comment or anything like that. The recording of today's session will be made available on YouTube link, which will be shared after the webinar. And please do take Network to Connect survey that we will circulate after the event, and we would like to hear your feedback for improvements. I would like now to introduce you our guest speaker, Sir Vitek Ladislav is the founder of Square Motion, a Dubai-based LinkedIn video marketing agency, and he's originally from Prague, Czech Republic, and he previously worked as a TV producer and commentator. Since 2012, he has been living and working in Dubai. He's a certified LinkedIn Smart Coach, video marketing expert, and trainer, and helps business owners and entrepreneurs to use LinkedIn for business growth. He and his team organize seminars, in-house training, and webinars. His hobbies includes golf, movies, and painting. His mission is to reach 100,000 business owners in 2021. So we will hear from him, where did he reach today? We're almost into 2021, middle of the year, and share the benefits of LinkedIn for business growth with them. Please follow us on our social media handles, and details for the upcoming events we will announce it at the end of the after the question and answers. And the floor is yours, Vitek.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adel, for your lovely introduction. And yeah, I will just wait for me to be able to share my screen and share my presentation with all of you. And today we're going to talk about LinkedIn and how to leverage LinkedIn in our business. As you mentioned, Mr. Adel, then I'm pretty sure that majority of us, we have LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn as a business owners. And I think because you're here today, all of you, you want to know how to make a little bit more out of your LinkedIn presence, right? I hope you can see all my presentation. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, very clear.
Okay, perfect. So let me start with, yeah, I've been introduced already by Mr. Adel. Thank you very much for that. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, of course, where else? Please go to this link, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you on the platform. Otherwise, if you want to know a little bit more about what we do in our LinkedIn Smart strategies, then linkedInsmart.com, belinkedInsmart.com, that's our website. Why are we talking about LinkedIn? I think many of us, we understand that LinkedIn is important, but I would like to give you just a few statistics which may support that argument that we as a business owner should be on LinkedIn. These are the one of the latest numbers. I think it's a little bit more than 750 million now members in 200 countries. So you see that really, especially during the last year, during the COVID period, the number of users of LinkedIn grew dramatically. And what I see really here in this map, in which is actually this map is given by LinkedIn, as you can see here in UAE, we have more than 4 million users. Imagine 40% of population of UAE is on LinkedIn. So that tells us something, right? Like as a business owners, that means that 40% of my potential clients are actually on LinkedIn. So I should be there too. Other
So,
LinkedIn statistics.
sorry to disconnect you there. We don't usually do it, but what you said is 4 million, and taking population of UAE is 10 million. Maybe 5 millions are students. So that's a great achievement.
Yeah. Then other LinkedIn statistics which are there is that people on LinkedIn, they're spending more and more time. It used to be that people came to the LinkedIn just once in a month, but as you can see from this poll which we carried out just a few months ago, people are spending more and more hours on LinkedIn on a weekly basis, which again shows that people are interested to be on the platform. How many people are posting? As you can see, 69% post weekly and daily on the platform. Again, more content coming to LinkedIn, but still, LinkedIn is a big window of opportunity for all of us to actually come in and post some content. And of course, I think it's very, very understandable. LinkedIn is the best social network for lead generation, hands down, better than Twitter and Facebook combined. It's understandable because LinkedIn is seen as a business platform, the only one among all those social media platforms out there. So when we are talking about LinkedIn, we are talking about 5 key elements which we need to look at in order to kind of like get a little bit better on the platform. So number one, we're going to look today at your profile and creating really engaging and attractive profile. Number two, we're going to talk about engagement, how to engage with the target audience and who is your target audience. We're going to also cover how to connect with the right people and right key figures and personalities on LinkedIn. We're going to talk about, of course, about visibility, means posting on LinkedIn, and we're going to cover as well the conversion, how to generate leads and increase your business. So without further ado, let's go into a LinkedIn profile. The first impression on LinkedIn. And when we always start with profile headshot. So when you land on your profile or on profile of somebody else, you will see usually your eyes will always wander to the photo of it, so the profile headshot. And believe it or not, but profiles with professional headshot receive more views and more connection requests than those without, of course. So we really need to take care of this part as well. So if you have photos like this on your LinkedIn profile, so from the party, from the wedding, and from the sports adventure or some artsy, well, yeah, it's okay. Keep these photos for TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, but please do not use them as a business owner. Do not use them on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you really need to be professional. And professional, I don't mean boring, I mean a professional headshot. And these are, some examples which I consider to be a professionally done headshots. And again, these are done by usually in a studio somewhere or by professional photographer. And again, it's not necessary to be something very expensive. I think professional photos would cost somewhere around 300 dirhams. So that's very, very affordable. There are a few aspects which we look at usually when we look at the profile photos. It should be a passport format, so it should be kind of like a chest shot or a little bit below chest. You should really dress appropriately. Then I really like to have a white background or kind of like a single color, light color background. And then you should always look in the camera and have a big bright smile. I'm pretty sure that when you look at this this picture which I have here, the profile photo of my dear friend Yvonne Spiller, when you look at her photo is very inviting and very positive, right? Like she has a big bright smile, looking in camera, all these aspects are there. So this is exactly the photos I'm talking about. So if you don't have it, please make sure that you will upload really professionally done photo on your profile. It's important. And if you want to check how you do, or how you if your profile shots are actually okay, you can go to this free website, the free tool. It's a free artificial intelligence analysis of your LinkedIn profile photo. So you can log in with your LinkedIn profile to snapper.com, and the website will evaluate your LinkedIn photo. It's actually very interesting. So we're talking about first impression on LinkedIn. We are talking about profile photo. The second thing what is important is the LinkedIn headline. And LinkedIn headline is one of the most visible parts of your LinkedIn profile, and is a major factor as well in LinkedIn search algorithm. What I'm talking about the lines directly below your name. And what does it say about you? What does it say to your potential clients? I mean, is it all about you, or are you actually talking to your clients? And as a business owners, I really believe that people really do not care who we are. People always care about what we can do for them. Therefore, I like to have more client-facing headline. And I'm going to talk about 4 different types of headline on the LinkedIn, and you can think about them, what fits to you and to your profile. It's an expert headline where the expertise is the major factor of somebody connecting with you. There can be a mission headline, which is a headline more suited for governmental institutions, or perhaps for some charities and things like that. You can also have an entertaining headline, and I'm sure that you have seen a lot of entertaining headlines on LinkedIn as well. But for majority of the business owners, we always advise to have customer-facing or client-facing headline. And what I mean by that, there is a simple template which I'm giving you, and you can use it if you like. And it starts with helping, or I help, I enable, I empower. Target audience, include your target audience to do what is your solution. Yeah. So I help target audience to do what? If I want to give you a few examples, I mean, empowering corporate professionals to wake up happy on Mondays, career happiness coach. You see, this person starting with what is in it for the client, for his or her clients. So it is important to really talk directly and engage directly with your clients. Another very interesting headline is, I help 7 SaaS businesses to reach $10 million revenue. Who wants to be number 8? I think it's very, very intriguing and inviting headline, right? So be creative when you're creating the headline, and try to be really, as a business owner, try to be client facing. Try to create the headline about them. There are common mistakes which I see very, very often. A lot of people, they're using the fancy words or the cliche words like a proactive and capable and hardworking, things like that. Do not use them, really. Nobody cares about that. Do not also use any industry jargon or lingo which no one understands, and definitely try to stay away from any TLA, which is 3-letter abbreviations. So I actually included one example of invitation which I got, and honestly speaking, I have absolutely no clue what this person does. Maybe IoT is Internet of Things. That would I can kind of make that out, but the rest of it I have absolutely no clue. And when I'm not really sure, why should I connect with that person, right? So be clear about this. We're talking still about first impression. We're talking about profile headshot. We were talking about headline. And now the third part is LinkedIn banner. A LinkedIn banner is this huge, big space, above your photo or next to your photo. And many times I see that people are not using it. They're leaving it empty. And I really don't understand why. Use it for your brand. This is such a huge, big space. It's like sometimes have the parallel of, you're driving on a Sheikh Zayed road, and then you have to your disposal one big billboard there. Would you use it or wouldn't? of course you would use it, right? So LinkedIn is giving you that big banner, that big billboard, that premium space. So make sure that you're using it. So again, mistakes are very, very simple. People just leave it empty. And this is how the empty banner looks like. And I can see it far too many times. Again, why? There is no reason whatsoever to leave it empty. What are the examples of really nicely done, nicely created corporate backgrounds? These are 4 examples which I found quite interesting. I like, me personally, I like a neat and clean, kind of like a sleek design. So for me, this works really well. You can, as a book author, for example, you can feature your book, or just talk about your accomplishments. What it means for me is that when I land on the profile of that particular person, I know exactly what he or she does straight away. I don't need to read anything. I don't need to dig deeper, because that will require my time. And am I going to give you my time? Well, I'm not really sure about that. So look at it from this perspective and try to design your LinkedIn banner. It's nothing fancy. You don't need to go to any expensive graphic designers. If you know Canva.com, it's fantastic graphic design platform where you can go straight away, and they have actually LinkedIn banner templates, so you can choose from different banner templates, and you can just put your logo on it, or add your logo, or maybe some change some wording and things like that. And that's very, very easy. So there is no no excuse not having a LinkedIn banner. And then there is another section on the LinkedIn, which called LinkedIn About. And many times people think it's my CV, and they just dump their CV there, and that's it. Actually, summary or the about, it's not our CV, it is our story. And we should really again think about, when we land on a profile, or when our clients land on our profile, what they want to hear. Do they want to read our CV? Probably not. They want to hear our story. They want to know what we can do for them. So make sure that always this LinkedIn About is written in the first person. I would really suggest to write it as from the customer-centric perspective. So be sure that you include what is in it for those people who read your About. You can break it down into certain paragraphs. You can add some keywords. And if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can add some icons or emoticons, emojis. And I always say to all my clients, please add your call to action, which is your phone number, your email address, your website. I know those are not clickable links in any way, but still, it is making it easier for your clients, who they already land on your profile, to reach out to you and to get in touch with you. Yeah. So make sure that the action points from this first session, which we were talking about, the first impression of LinkedIn profile, is upload your professional photo, revise your headline, make sure that you have your LinkedIn banner design and it's nice corporate looking, and look at your about summary, and perhaps you can rewrite it. The second question which I would like to ask you is, do you want to engage with the key decision makers? I think the answer is yes. So LinkedIn is the right platform where you can engage with the right target audience. And we're going to talk about how to engage on LinkedIn. Of course, there is a LinkedIn engagement strategy, and this strategy has a 4-step, and I call it 4-step formula. So how to engage with your target audience? Of course, first and foremost, you need to identify and define your target audience. Who is your target audience? Many times when we start working with our clients on their LinkedIn strategy, we find that actually they are not really very clear about who is their target audience. They think that they know, but then when you ask them, usually they say, well, we can be for, our services are for everybody. We have 18 to 65, male and female. That's pretty much whole globe, right? Like, that's not the target audience. That's really, you can't really hit anybody if you aiming too wide. So make sure that your target audience is clearly defined. Second, what you can do once you define your target audience and you know who you want to engage with, go and visit the profile of those people. It is very important because you're making yourself visible to them. They're gonna get prompted that you actually visited their profile, and they will probably in turn go back and see your profile, right? So make sure that this is not non-intrusive way how to introducing yourself. Yeah, I'm not talking about connecting. I'm talking about visiting the profile, clicking on the profile link. Number three is very, very important and very actually effective way how to make yourself even more visible is to engage with the activities of that particular person or those people on LinkedIn. So if they post something, go like their post, and even more, make some very meaningful comment, leave meaningful comments on their post. How important it is. Imagine you wrote a post and then there are a few people liking it and just even less than 2-3 people just making some comments. And then there's one person who is constantly there and making some very meaningful comment. By meaningful comment, I really don't mean this, oh, thank you, fantastic post, or awesome to share, awesome sharing or something like this. No, those are just shout outs. I really mean leave there like a couple of sentences. How did it make you feel? Or what did you think about when you read the post, or things like that. So when you leave something like this, your visibility, you suddenly the fan number one of that particular person, and he will remember you for probably forever. So that's really very, very high engagement from that perspective. So make sure that you are leaving meaningful comments behind. And then what you can do as well, you can actually go and you can follow the person on LinkedIn. You don't need to connect yet, because we are first building the rapport, we are building the trust, we are building the relationship. So follow the person before connecting. Make sure that you really do not sell anything. And I by do not selling, I really mean do not ask your clients to give you their time. Just give them yours. That's important. And our mantra, which we always repeat to our clients, is engage before connecting. Make sure that you're engaging before you start connecting with people. Why is it so important? Because if your engagement is done in the right way, as I just mentioned in these 4 steps, then the connecting is becoming very easy, and it has a very, very high conversion rate. Yeah. So make sure that you engage before connecting. So here are here are a few points, actually 4 points, which I would like to leave you with from this number 2 in engagement. Identify your target audience, visit their profile, gather the intelligence, read a little bit about them, know what they're doing, engage with their posts, leave meaningful comments, and repeat this for about 10 days, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, something like this. And you will see that this engagement cycle will become a very, very important in connecting in later stages. So now the question is, do you want to connect with your ideal clients on LinkedIn? Again, I think the answer is yes. So how to connect with those people on LinkedIn? What needs to be done? And of course, we're going to talk about LinkedIn connection strategy. And the number 1 is quite obvious. Connect with people you already know. Connect with people you already know. I'm pretty sure that you have many clients you work with in past, and you haven't connected with them on LinkedIn. So go back through your email box, look at those people who you worked with, who were your clients, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years ago, and connect with them on LinkedIn. You have already the rapport, so you don't need to go through the engagement level, the session, the part, phase. You can start connecting with them straight away. Why? Because they already know you, right? Like you had already the relationship. You just didn't connect on LinkedIn. And many times what happens is that during the connecting with those past clients, many of them, they will come back to you and they'll say, you know what, actually, I meant to connect with you because I need your services again. It happens many times. Those are really the low-hanging fruits which are out there, and we do not think about it very often. So make sure that you connect with people you already know. In the section 2 about engagement, we identify our ideal clients, our target audience. So those are the people we want to know. So those are those people who we want to connect with. And once we go through the phase of engagement, now it becomes much easier to actually connect with them. So you can send them a connection request and ask them about something. For example, oh, you posted last week, you posted about something like this, and I really like your post because of this. And I would like to really take the conversation further. Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Make sure that whenever you're sending these connection requests, you always add your personalized note. So never ever send a connection request without personalized note. So always add something personalized about them. It is very, very important, and you will stand out. You will be unicorn, because so many people, they're just sending blind connection requests, without any message. So make sure that you add always a personalized message. So connecting will become very easy if you go through the engagement. You make sure that you connect with people you already know and those who are in your target audience. So identify the target audience, send the connection requests to at least 5 people a day. Now LinkedIn actually brought a cap on number of connections, which you can send, only 100 per week. So it is becoming quite interesting and important to really identify who is our target audience and be really very specific of who we want to connect with on LinkedIn. And as I mentioned, always add a personalized note. So the next part, our next question, which I have for you: do you want to be recognized as an expert on LinkedIn? And again, I hope the answer is yes. So what and how to post and why to post on LinkedIn, how to become more visible on LinkedIn. It's very interesting. So those are the main questions, like why to post on LinkedIn, what to post on LinkedIn, and when to post on LinkedIn. So let me talk about first why. So what's the objective of posting on LinkedIn? I think many times when again when we talk to our clients and when we start some kind of engagement with them, many of them, they say, you know what, like I'm posting, but actually I don't get any engagement. There is nobody really replying to my comments or to my post. There's not much engagement. And I always ask them, do you have actually conversation in mind when you're posting? Because if you don't, so if you're not asking any question, or if you're not making any really important statement, then probably people will not respond to that. If you're just throwing at them your PR articles, of course it's very difficult for people to respond to that. So make sure that if you're thinking about posting, make sure that you're always thinking, how should I start a conversation? So this is really important. Of course, number 2 is important point is sharing a value. And I mean real value. I don't mean something which they can get anywhere else. Something which is really important when they read the post and they feel like, well, this is really important information, or this is really valuable for me. It really enhances my my life or my work or whatever it is. Yeah. So make sure that you're sharing true value through your post, through your LinkedIn post. And then, of course, you always think about how to build trust and expertise through your post and through what you do. Yeah. So this is why to post on LinkedIn. Second question, which we ask ourselves usually, is what to post on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is giving us actually different type of posts what we can do. Of course, the simplest one is just a text post, which you can try and you can figure out if that works for you. You can add photo to your text post, and it becoming a little bit more engaging. I guess at least I see it that people engage a little bit more with the visuals. Interesting part is, of course, sharing videos. And you've heard that I am actually coming from this the video background and TV background. I'm actually a TV producer by my profession, so I've been around for last 3 years around videos and TV and all that. So I really I feel very strongly about videos, because videos bring really a lot of good value. And from the perspective of LinkedIn is really pushing videos to reach organically more people. So if you want to try, definitely worth trying videos on LinkedIn. Very interesting are polls actually on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn we can create polls, And the polls are important for us as well, because we can actually ask some questions and figure out what our clients, what they want, right? So we want to know what is their ideas, what they want. So asking polls, creating polls with really smart questions is good way to increase engagement on your LinkedIn profile as well. Longer form blog post on LinkedIn called articles. You can try to figure out if that works for you. It's not really working for me and for us. I'm not really a big fan of articles on LinkedIn, but there are people who are doing really fantastic job with the articles. What I like more is the last one is the presentations. Presentations are actually really interesting. So again, you can go to Canva and create like a few slides and then upload them, because LinkedIn is looking at something which they call the dwell time. So when you are on a LinkedIn feed and when you're scrolling through and then you stop and then watch something or read something, LinkedIn puts more emphasis on that and more focus, and that LinkedIn sees that you dwelling longer on that particular content. So LinkedIn would show this content to more people. And presentations, because they're usually they have usually like a few pages. They are like a PowerPoint presentations, yeah. But you can create, of course, like as a PDF as well. So people are staying on those posts a little longer. So you can actually kind of like hack this dwell time, and then you can get in front of more people organically, much better. So I really like the presentations, and I use them all the time. If you're still wondering about what to post and some ideas or about, you can go to this website, which is answerthepublic.com, a free website. Again, you just type in your word or the content you wanna talk about, and then the website will give you a lot of different ideas of what to post about. So we were talking about why to post, why to post, what to post, and now let's talk about when to post. I think that's, of course, it always depends, yeah. And I don't like really this answer, it depends. But I would like to give you some number. For me, whenever we work with clients, we always see that at least 3 times a week is a good visibility on LinkedIn. Definitely, if you're posting once in a month, don't even consider yourself to be visible to some clients on LinkedIn. So make sure that you're trying to really get to the discipline of posting at least 3 times a week, and post during the working hours. We see that really works quite well. During the working hours, some people, they post over weekend because there's a less content during that time. They see quite good engagement. And again, as with everything on social media, you just need to gather the data. So you need to see what works, what doesn't work. Is it Monday good day, or is it Wednesday better? Is it evening time or morning time? So try and test whatever works for you and for your audience, what really works best. And then let's get to the last part, which is LinkedIn conversion, how to generate leads and how to increase your business. And of course, there's a certain strategy which we already talk about, right? So first is to really search for your ideal clients and make sure that you know who is that you want to engage and connect with, because that's the second part, right? You're going to engage and connect with those ideal clients. And what you want to do next is to communicate and move the clients offline. I would really strongly suggest that you do not continue too long on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn becoming very clumsy in terms of messaging and actually organizing the messages in the inbox. So we always try to take clients straight into our email inbox, and communicating with them through emails or, of course, through Zoom calls or personal meetings. So this is really like a typical LinkedIn success strategy. Search for your ideal clients, define your ideal clients, engage and connect with those ideal clients, and communicate and move the clients offline. Of course, there's a lot of art to it. You know, how to communicate with them, how to tease them into talking to us and all that. You can, of course, you can all do this on your own, and if you like to do it, then yeah, feel free, because there's a lot of time to be put into it. You need to create the content. You need to test what works. Or what you can do, of course, you can get assistance where this all the time and content and analytics will be done for you. And yeah, again, if you feel like it, please feel free to just reach out to us. We're working with clients, with business owners like you, helping them to really get the best out of LinkedIn. So belinkedInsmart.com is the website where you need to go. What I wanted to leave you out with, there is a LinkedIn Smart audit. We have very specific, detailed, actionable feedback on your LinkedIn profile. It's uniquely tailored to you. It's actually a 10-minute video which we record and deliver to your email with all the tips and recommendations of what you need to do on your LinkedIn profile. So if you want to go, or if you want to take up this offer, as belinkedInsmart.com/LinkedIn Smart Audit. This is what it entails. It's $49, and yeah, if you want to do it, feel free. I will be more than happy to assist you with that. Yeah. That brings us towards the end of today's presentation. Again, thank you very much for all your that you're here, the present. And if you want to connect with me once again on the LinkedIn, there's that. And then we can talk now about if there are any questions from your side.
Yes, actually, there are a few questions.
He gave me a budget, yeah. He gave me 1,000.
If everybody can put on mute so I could conversation. Thank you. So thank you very much, Vitek. I think it was very valuable session in terms of giving the insight. I mean, there are, as users, you know, there is small things, but it makes a big difference in terms of how you can position yourself, and few keywords are very important. I mean, for myself, from time to time, maybe every month I try to change and learn from, by reading other people's example and other things. I come to know that there are few things that gets attention to the reader, and it's been very useful for me, LinkedIn. I do get leads. I do get, for example, people asking things, and building relationships and so forth. But we've got today a few questions from the participants. I would read the first one. It says, while posting, is it advisable to use hashtags? If yes, does it really add any kind of value to your post? And I will add, maybe, does it have to be specific towards the topic, or sector, or region, or market, or how we should benefit from this?
Sure. Yeah, very good question. Very valid question, actually. On Instagram, you usually use about 30 hashtags. On LinkedIn, actually, LinkedIn doesn't like that many hashtags. So the good principle or rule of thumb is use about 5, maximum of between 5 and 9 hashtags. And as you mentioned, yes, they should be always like industry specific or specific for that particular post. So yes. Also, we always encourage our clients to create their own unique hashtags. So, for example, if my company calls Square Motion, our hashtag is Square Motion. Why? Because we can categorize our content under that particular hashtag. So whenever I'm like, I can tell you, if you want to see a little bit more about our company, go and search for the hashtag Square Motion. And if you go and click on the Square Motion hashtag, you will see all the posts which we created under that hashtag. So make sure that you create your own unique hashtag and you always add it to your post. But please do not make more than, actually, the between 5 and 9 hashtags in your post. That's the ideal.
Thank you, appreciate it. There was another question. For an organization that has multiple management level or senior staff having an individual LinkedIn profile, and also the company may have its own LinkedIn handle. In this case, is it good for the company to have a social media policy? If so, it may clash with the individual objectives, freedom of expression of the staff. I mean, what do you see? What's your experience and what's your advice in terms of those individuals working for the company, and then how the company could put the policy?
Sure. So I think it's very clear that if you work in an organization, that organization has certain strategy, a certain social media strategy. And as a social media strategy, of course, the important part is to be, within the organization, you need to follow these rules. So that's quite clear. So I don't really see any traction there, or any tension between like the individual, what I want to accomplish as an individual, and on the other part as a company goal. So I think that definitely there need to be alignment, and whenever there is of course, you mentioned the business page for the company. Yes, that's important, and usually the strategy behind posting something on a business page is allowing the people who working within the organization to kind of like support the page, support the posting, support the content which is there, by sharing, by commenting on it. So that's how the organizational side should work. And there definitely needs to be strategy behind every corporation. We work with clients like DHL and Baker Hughes, and they have their own social media strategy, which people who work within the organization need to adhere to. And obviously, that's important.
What's a question from my side? I've got maybe two questions. What is your recommendation for companies who are in different activities or in different businesses? So, for example, they are in trading, they are in service, they are in something else. So, do they should have one for all, or each different? And what's your recommendation?
So and under business page, you can create some featured pages. So if you have a different verticals in your company, and you want to identify them with different page, so you can create a feature pages on LinkedIn as well. Overall, Mr. Adel, I would like to just add that business pages overall on LinkedIn are very hard to promote. Majority of all the engagement which is happening, and the conversations which are happening on LinkedIn are happening within the personal profiles. So make sure that your personal profile is really active and works that, rather than putting too much emphasis on a business page. We see it all the time that, like, for example, I mentioned DHL as one of our clients, and they have, I think, close to 3 million followers on their business page. Yet when they post the activities, the likes and comments are kind of in the hundreds, so there is a big disproportion between how many followers you have on your page and what are the activities and engagement on. Whereas if you have 3 million followers on your personal profile, I would reckon that you will have 100,000 views. Yeah. So there's a bit of a difference how LinkedIn is treating these business pages, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it is what it is. So I would really put more emphasis on the personal profiles of decision makers in your organization, and just make sure that that really aligns with the goals of that particular organization.
Yeah, another one from my side. I've seen it also some people, individuals, maybe freelancers or companies, they create groups. They say that this is a chapter called healthcare, this chapter called something else, real estate, and then they try to put and enroll people inside. I mean, what's their objective would be, and how successful these are, and what could be benefit from that? I mean, it's just maybe your
Yeah,
experience you could share.
again, very, very good question. Which groups were there on LinkedIn for quite some time? They were created with very good intention, but went horribly wrong. So it became a lot of spammy kind of posts, and they are not really that great. So so the objective why to create a group obviously is to create a group of people who have the same or similar objectives. So there are, for example, healthcare professionals in UAE, or there are like HR professionals, the objective behind this was to group those people together and exchange some information, help one another. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, all the groups went quite south, and many times it's just a lot of spam messages and things like that. So groups, um, there are very few unicorns among those LinkedIn groups. They work, and they are working really well, but majority of them, they are not really managed very well. And LinkedIn keeps talking. Like I was talking the other day with one LinkedIn representative, and they, like, behind the closed doors, they will tell you that they keep trying to improve that, the LinkedIn groups, and trying to revive the whole system. But so far, we haven't seen really much of an improvement. Even like from the admin perspective, it's very difficult to keep track on what is happening in your own group. Like Facebook groups are much better, and that's why majority of the people, even if you see like a LinkedIn, hardcore LinkedIn guys, they have their own LinkedIn, a Facebook group where they discuss things about LinkedIn. They don't have a LinkedIn group.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. The last question I have is there minimum age for the LinkedIn creating the profile?
Uh, is there age restriction, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Honestly speaking, that's a good question, which I really don't know the answer to. I'm not really sure if there is any age restriction, if you need to be like over 16 or something like this. I don't really know, to be honest. Yeah, good question. I need to figure out, and I will get back to you on this
Yeah.
one.
I was trying to find out a question that I could hold you back there. So I'll use you for a second. No, no, it just came to my mind. It's
Hmm.
a lot of these things has to do with terms conditions. So I just thought maybe you know it, but I guess it's the same, 16 or 18. Cannot be
Yeah,
10 years old.
yeah. No, good question. Really, I don't know this answer to this one. Do we have any
Okay.
any more questions? Yeah.
No, I didn't see any specific question. Maybe within 3 minutes, if anybody has any questions, can take it directly, or else we'll
Miss,
wait for a few seconds. Yeah.
if I may, sometimes people like I can just answer a few questions which people normally have. Like, for example, should I pay for the
Please.
LinkedIn, or should I use a free LinkedIn account? That's also very often I'm gonna get asked this question, and the answer should be really try to use as much as possible the free LinkedIn account. I don't really want you to pay for LinkedIn unless you see some kind of limitations which you're gonna hit. So, for example, you start seeing that you cannot send really more connection requests. LinkedIn is telling you that you're kind of like a power user. So in that time, you can really think about, okay, let me upgrade my free LinkedIn account and let me pay for it. Still, there is I think there is 1 month which you can always go and you can try it for free, even the premium version. The premium version has a few things which are really good. Like, for example, that you see 90 days of the history of who visited your profile, which is actually very interesting, because if people visiting your profile, probably they are interested in you, so you can start some kind of conversation. Those are people who, for some reason, you know, they might be interested in you, your prospective clients. So yeah, you can definitely try that. So yes, use free account is perfectly okay at the beginning. Once you start seeing some kind of limitation, you're hitting some limitation, then I would go and try 1 month free, and only then decide to start paying for LinkedIn.
Okay, I think there is one more question came up. 1 second. Yeah, for instance, is it a good thing to comment in a formal way on a post from a person you have in your contacts, but you have never met?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was talking about this when we were covering the part of engagement, right? I was actually suggesting that you do this. This is very powerful engagement strategy, that you go and you comment on other people's posts. It is really very important that you do not comment, as I mentioned, not these shout outs or amazing, thanks for sharing, or fantastic. You know, that's not the comment. Yeah. Really make sure that you leave a meaningful comment on other people's posts, and that will give you immense visibility in front of them. So if you want to reach out to some really important people from your business perspective, start commenting on their post. This is the best way how you can get visible in front of them.
I think there is one more. That's a compliment. Thank you very much. Uh, I think personally it was overall a good session. I would say that in terms of I would like to thank the participants, and I hope there's a takeaway for this one. Definitely, I'm a bit involved. I won't not say a lot, but I do use LinkedIn on a weekly basis, and it's been a good session for me personally. But as I said, there's good things learned from this, especially for the companies and corporates. They have to have certain policy in the social media, and then there are tips that you could do, and you can get attention. And always, as you mentioned, you need to look at what the people want to read about you more than what you want to say about yourself, because you're trying to you have an objective there to make the connections and to create leads.
Yeah.
So to this end, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you physically, and also please everyone follow our social media for the next sessions and topics that we would cover.
All right. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.